What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what's up? Hi, I'm Niqua. Thanks for looking at my video. If you're not new, hey, thanks for watching another video of mine. So today, as you can already see, we are going to be using dual forms and polygel. And I'm using this Model 1's polygel. Not even gonna lie to y'all, I've had this polygel for quite some time. So the fact that I'm finally getting to the end of it, yay! Because honestly, I don't think I've ever actually finished a polygel. So yes, I'm so excited about that. And also, this is a very old video. I think I did this video 2 years ago, but it never made it to my YouTube. So it's finally getting up here now. And I will link the video in the cards up above somewhere to the nail set that's on my other hand. That one actually did make it on YouTube. So as you can see, I put a little bit too much polygel, but I actually did fill up the whole dual form, and usually I do not do long nails, and I think this was like the longest nails I had done because during that time I only was doing shorter nails. So I've gradually recently made my nails longer. So yes, I did fill up the whole dual form, and then I am flash curing my nails. Sadly, my flash cure lamp does not have a time on it, so I'm guesstimating it was about 10 to 15 seconds. And honestly, when I flash cured it, it didn't fully flash cure the bottom. So like the bottom part was still, like I was able to still move it, but the top part was cured enough to where it didn't move anymore. And y'all, I love this polygel color. It is like the perfect kind of nude for my skin tone. So I so need to get me some more. Like after this nail set was done, I did not have any more of this polygel left. But I don't show me putting the dual foam on all 5 nails because I mean, if you see 1, you see 2, the rest of them are all the same way. But what you do want to do is you want the cuticle area to be quite thin so that way it doesn't ooze out when you actually put it on the nail. And you do want to make sure, like, you don't want it to be too thin, but you do want it to be quite thin. It's like a Three Little Bears scenario. Like you don't want too much, you don't want too much like Papa Bear, you don't want too little like Mama Bear, you want just right like Baby Bear. So don't judge me for my analogy, but yes. And honestly, this one was one of the better ones. And at this time when I was doing these nails, I was kind of sort of getting the hang of dual forms because I didn't really use dual forms like that. But you also don't want to like press it down too firmly because I mean, realistically, no matter how much polygel you put in a dual form, if you squish it down too much, you're gonna have some that ooze out. So I think also when I was doing these dual forms back then, I think I was like pushing it down a little bit too hard. So yeah, I'm learning. I've gotten better at dual forms over the years. So I did have an air bubble in here, so I'm trying to pop that air bubble. And like I said, I did fill up the whole dual form just because these are actually some short dual forms. So if I say dual form one more time, but these are actually quite short. So I was able to fill it all the way up. And here I'm just trying to pop that air bubble that was in there because Lord knows you do not want air bubbles in your dual forms. But yes, so I filled it up and then I placed it on the nail. You don't want it to be too close to the cuticle, and it's like with your dual form you do want it to be like just a little bit too big. You don't want like 3 sizes too big, but if you can go up like 1 nail size for your dual form, I've learned that that is a lot better than it fitting just right on your nails. And also I do have a peel off base coat on these nails. But yes, like you don't want it to fit perfectly. You do want it to be like a size too big. And so after I did flash cure all the nails, I did fully cure them in my big nail lamp for 60 seconds just to make sure everything was cured. I've learned also that with like an opaque nail polish, I mean an opaque polygel, it does cure the top, but it does not cure the bottom. So I did cure the top for 60 seconds, and then I flipped my hand upside down in the light, and then I cured the underside of my nails for 60 seconds as well. And here the tips are very like, since it's I think these are like stiletto nail forms, I don't know, but I couldn't exactly get it to wiggle off because of course I had put it all the way to the end. So I just used some pointy tweezers to pry off the nail tips. The dual forms, the nail tips was not really thin. Like I didn't break them or anything while I was prying it off. Like, and honestly, I was quite rough with it too. But so the end wasn't too thin, but I just could not get like the dual form to loosen. So I just went on and just pried it off. And I didn't want to break the tab because that tab is also what shows the size of the dual form. And I kind of need that so I can reuse the dual form. So I finally got all of them off and put them to the side. And since it's polygel, it's easier to shape with a nail file, and honestly this will look as a brand new nail file. So a brand new nail file. I just crispened up the shape, and the top part, which I also did not show, the top of the nail is not sticky at all, but the underside is actually tacky from the polygel. So I didn't necessarily have to wipe the top part of the nail, but I did use some alcohol and a paper towel and clean the underside, like clean the stickiness from the underside of my nail before I did go in with my filing, so that way it wouldn't gunk up my nail file. And the shape was pretty much there from the dual form, but I'm just crispening, gracious, it up a little bit better, and also getting like the edge, like I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like the edge where you can see where the dual form is or whatever. So I'm just shaping that up better, and I didn't want these nails to be super pointy because I'm typically not a stiletto girly. So I had to round these bad boys out and make them substantially less pointy. And I'm also like fixing like the underside of the nail so that way it's more aesthetically pleasing as well while I'm filing. And like I said, since it's polygel, it's very easy to file. For the shaping part, you can just use a hand file, and it probably took me no more than like 10 or 15 minutes. Like usually like I said, the shape is already there. You're just crispening up the shape. And I'm going around my cuticle area to like crispen up where like the lip of the dual form was on the nail, and just crispening that up. And so yes, that is what I'm doing. When I finish that, I will be right back to tell you more of what I'm doing for my nails. Now that I finished my hand filing, I do use my e-file to go around my cuticles and make that just a lot better, like smoother and like not on my skin, because like I said, at this time I was still learning and am still learning on how to not get product on my skin, especially when you're using dual forms. So you're gonna see me use about a good 4 different drill bits. So the first one was a mini mandrel bit. I think it was 180 grit. And so this is my non-dominant hand. And so trying to figure out which drill bit is the best drill bit for me to use to clean my cuticle area. So, and as well as which way my nail drill needs to spin, because me and my non-dominant hand, we just have a love-hate relationship. Like sometimes the nails on that hand comes out better because that's the hand that like doing second. But sometimes, but like when it comes to filing, the struggle is real. So the first one I used was a mandrel bit. The second, well, a mini mandrel bit. The second one I used was a cuticle bit. It's like one of those ones that come kind of sort of with the, it's similar to like one of the ones that you would get when you get a nail drill. So that one was the second one. And it was doing the job, but it won't do what I needed to do. So this third bit I'm using is, I think it's called a fine ceramic barrel bit. Honestly, I got like, I think it's 20 drill bits. I ordered it from Amazon. I guess I can link it down below. I do actually have an Amazon storefront, but I just don't ever advertise it. Sorry. But if I can find the link to the like 20-piece drill bit set that I bought, then I will wholeheartedly link it down below. But this one is a ceramic one, and I believe it's fine. It is not one of the safety ones, and I feel like I'm not supposed to be using it around my cuticles, but you know, if it works, it works. So I was doing this to like crispen up my cuticle area even better, because like even though they didn't look that bad, they could have looked better. And then so now this one is, I believe it's called, it's either an umbrella bit or a flame bit. I don't know. I ordered this one, I think, separately. And yeah, I just wanted to like get like right in like the little bitty areas. So that's the reason why I used that one, because I couldn't really get into like the crooks and crevices like I wanted to with the square one. And keep in mind, this is Polygel, so I probably do have it on like a higher setting, but I was trying to hurry up and get this done. I'm so sorry. I was trying to go ahead and get this part done. But I think because I had it on such a higher setting, I was like debulking the nail, which I mean, that is kind of what I wanted to do, but not as much as that. So after I finished doing my cuticle area, I realized that I had made it entirely too thin, which I'm wholeheartedly okay with going back in and refining the cuticle area. That's what I learned from Evie, long hair pretty nails. She does this when she does her dual forms. So usually when she was like, when she does her dual forms, she mainly focuses more on the length of the nail and the shape of the nail, and then she'll go back in later and refine the cuticle area, because I will say it is quite hard to get the cuticle area like perfect or exactly the way you want it to be without touching your skin. And also being as though dual forms are not like made like for one specific nail type, is meant for all different nail types. So honestly, you could buy some of the most expensive dual forms, but unless you decide to shape them for your cuticle area, 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be perfect. So what she was saying was she mainly focuses on the length of the nail and like the shape of the nail, and then she'll go back in and fill in the cuticle area. So and honestly, that works amazingly. So that's what I'm doing here, especially for like this shape of nail. I will say, like, usually with square dual forms, I am a-okay. Like, I don't usually have to go back in and fix the cuticle area, but when it's not square, it doesn't work the same. So for the third time, I'm going back in and I'm filling in the cuticle area. I'm putting like the tiniest little bit because I did already debulk the nail and I didn't want to add more bulkiness back to the nail, and I've already shaped it how I wanted it to be. I'm just adding the strength of the cuticle area and kind of sort of adding like a little bit of an apex. Like, the nail already has an apex, but I'm just adding just a little bit more to that apex. Oh, and this whole entire time I forgot to mention I'm using isopropyl alcohol to move my polygel around. So that is what you're seeing me dip into the dapping dish to get and wet my brush with. Now that my cuticle area has been refined, I am using isopropyl alcohol and cleaning off the tacky layer because I do want to do just a little bit of filing to make it all smooth and cohesive. Unlike with the dual form, the top part was not sticky because I actually had to fill that in. It's something about the dual form that makes the top of the nail not sticky and smooth. So at first I was using a 180 grit nail buffer to to like smooth out everything, but it won't do what I needed it to do. So I'm going back in with my nail file. I forgot to mention earlier, my nail file is a 180 grit nail file, and with Polygel, it's just easier to use the smoother side of that nail file, which I believe is the 100 grit side. And I just use that to just smooth out everything. Like I said, make it cohesive. I'm not really debulking the nail. I'm just smoothing it all out. And I didn't want to use the 180 grit side because then it's more coarse, and then I am gonna have to buff it, but I'm just smoothing everything out. I'm not actually like debulking anything because, like I said, I added like the tiniest little bit of polygel just at that cuticle area. And just so I won't lose my shape, I'm using that 100 grit side again just to make sure that my shape is exactly how I want it. Since I did add more product, I do want to make sure my shape is exactly how I want it. And when you're filing your nail, you want to look at it from all angles. You want to look at it from side to side. You want to look at it straight down the nail, like from the nail tip, like look the front, so the nail tip is like looking at you, and that way you can see like the thickness. Make sure the thickness is perfectly okay. And yeah, and then you also want to like flip your hand over and look down the nail. So yeah, you just want to look at it from all sides and make sure, like all angles, and make sure that the nail is exactly how you want it. And that is what I was doing. And y'all, filing your nail with a hand file on your non-dominant hand is very difficult. So now I'm taking one of my little nail buffers and I'm using the coarser side. I think this is also another 180 grit nail buffer, and I'm using probably the 180 grit buffing side to buff out my nails. So I've learned the hard way with gel polish. You don't want it to be exactly smooth. So usually, even though I'm buffing it with the coarser side, it's smooth enough so that way the gel polish has something to stick to. And because gel polish does not like smooth surfaces unless it's another gel. So in this nail set, I'm using my Lavender Violets gel polish, and here I'm just using the base coat, and I applied just one little thin layer of the base coat, and then I cured that for 60 seconds.
Style. Style is the answer to everything.
So with Lavender Violets, none of their colors have names. So, oh, I almost dropped it. So I'm using this 878 color, and looking back at this footage now, I wish I would have did 2 coats of this blue, but this blue is so stunning. But I wish I would have did 2 coats of it, because then the like the nudish brown color wouldn't be peeking through. But also, like, looking at the finished nails, like, I kind of did like the nudie brown peeking through, because when I wore these nails, I actually did enjoy, like, kind of sort of that nudie brown peeking through. It kind of looked, I guess, a little bit airbrushed. I don't know. But I only did 1 coat of this blue gel polish and cured it for 60 seconds. And yeah, I really wish I would have did 2. If I would have, I feel like I would have loved this set even more if I would have did 2 coats of this blue polish. But it is what it is. I can't go back in time now. So yeah, I just only did 1 coat and then cured it for 60 seconds in my full size lamp.
Fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art.
After I have finished curing the blue gel polish, now I'm using my Mini Moo. I love saying that, but I'm using my Mini Moo chrome top coat because I'm going to be using chrome powder today. Well, that day I used chrome powder, and I think I only cured this top coat for 30 seconds. I think that's what the bottle calls for. So it is a non-white top coat, and I've come to find out that non-white the non-wipe top coats make for the best chrome powder application. So, but honestly, I found this one at Sally's and I got it because I was like, oh, I want to dabble in chrome powder. So I'm using this Mini Moo chrome top coat and I'm curing it for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to use some blue chrome powder. I got it from Temu. That's about all I got for you. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to find a link to this exact one, but oh, look how stunning it is. And I think I like looking at the video. I do like that you can see the brown. It just gives it a little something extra underneath the blue and the chrome powder. So I mean, looking back at it, I'm not mad that I only did one coat of that blue, but I'm just thinking if only I would have did 2 coats of the blue and then put the chrome powder on it. Oh my goodness, how much more stunning would it be? Because this blue is a really pretty color. And then on top of that, you got that blue chrome powder. Oh, chef's kiss. But I guess it is cute that the brown is kind of sort of peeking through and the blue is not all that opaque. But I'm using a eyeshadow applicator to apply the chrome powder, and as you can see, the eyeshadow applicator is breaking on me. But I mean, I got it for Temu, and I believe it was like maybe $1, and I got blue. Well, each one was $1, but I got blue, green, yellow, orange, and I think like a pink color. So yes, that I love this chrome powder, needless to say. And I've learned now that to go back over it with like one of those makeup sponges to seal it in, like to buff it in even more, and also to get rid of the excess chrome powder. But here I just dusted it away, and then now I'm using the Lavender Violets matte top coat to top coat all 5 nails, and then cure it in my full big nail lamp for 60 seconds. Now that the nails have finished curing, oh my gosh, that matte, it just looks so velvet and adorable. Like, oh, yes. So now I'm using the Lavender Violets Glow Top Coat. Yeah, it's a glow top coat. It came in that Lavender Violets box that I showed initially, and I'm just putting a couple of dollops of that on this little acrylic mixing plate. And so these are some glow-in-the-dark pigment powders. This one that I pulled out is white, but it glows teal, and I was like, ooh, that would be lovely for like the glow effect, being as though my nails are blue. And I'm just going to sprinkle some in that glow-in-the-dark top coat. Now I think about it, it was a glow-in-the-dark top coat and a glow-in-the-dark pigment powder. I could have just used regular top coat. I don't know. I felt like it would just make it glow even more. That was the thought process that I had going on probably back then. Like, hey, I got a glow top coat and some glow to dark powder. It's just going to make it glow even more. And so now I'm just going to do like the snowflakes that I've been seeing everybody do now. And honestly, these snowflakes was very easy to do. I was so shocked at how easy it was to do. And now I'm just taking a liner brush and putting the lines through it to make my snowflakes. And I sprinkled some glitter on top of the wet gel polish and cured it for 60 seconds, and then dusted off the excess glitter. And The rest of it you will see is very self-explanatory. So yeah, just sit back for the ride. Now that the last nail has been glittered and dusted off, these are what the nails look like normally, just in a normal light. And then, of course, I had to put in a picture of them glowing in the dark. Oh my goodness. Honestly, that room was dark, but the camera made it look lighter than it was. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join the family. See you next time. Bye.